Last week we got up to speed on the ins and outs of the world of model trains. Well, the weekend saw the annual Model Railway exhibition held at the Barton Peveril College in Eastleigh, with model builders of all ages attending to purchase new sets and accessories, learn new skills such as soldering, or even just to collate ideas for their next layout. So I popped in to see if the event was right on track. We've learnt about scales and gauges, the intricacies of scenery building and the passion that model railway builders have for their hobby. All that's left to do now is show off what hours of work can produce.
Yes, we've been thrilled. It's really good.
And no idea of the actual numbers yet, but it's been very busy.
What time did you guys open up to let everybody in and get set up?
About 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it was just before 8 this morning. Yeah, but most of the setting up was done last night.
Over the period of preparation for the show, yes.
In terms of setting up, we started at 4:30ish and we finished before 9:30.
David's wife Alison is far from a model railway widow. Actually, she's a keen modeller also, proving it's not just a hobby for old men.
No, I'm as much a model railway enthusiast as the rest of them. Yeah, definitely. I've just sold one model railway of my own that I've had for 18 years. And I'm very much an inbuilt part of the community now. The variety of the different aspects of the hobby itself, whether it's the research, the building of it, the carpentry even, the electrics, the whole detail about everything, and the different aspects signalling, you can get involved in all sorts if you want to.
According to an article in the Times a few weeks ago, model railways is the second most popular hobby in the country, after angling. Everyone knows about Pete Waterman. Yeah.
His train set is something to envy, isn't it?
Definitely,
yes, yeah.
Definitely. And then there are others also around who will testify to the community aspect that you can involve yourselves in, friends everywhere. And I've made a great deal of friends across the country now.
Both exhibitors and spectators came from miles around to be at the show, with one group even travelling all the way from Scotland.
People from Southampton have seen the layout at other shows and asked us to come down. And so we brought the show down to Southampton for this weekend. It takes a lot of effort to move it around the country. It all goes into a transit van. It all comes to bits and goes into a transit van. It took us about 4 hours last night to reassemble it all.
And as with all the models on display, it's the minute detail that's most impressive.
A real place gives you a real challenge, more of a challenge, because all the landscape round about it is as important as the railway itself. Yeah, the main detail probably on the model is the ferry, which is the very first roll-on, roll-off ferry in the world. It was built in the late 1840s and came into service in 1850. And it was to take coal from Fife, from Burnt Island, across to Edinburgh, so cutting down the time and the effort needed. And the wagons were loaded onto it, as you'll see working here, by cable. My favourite part's making them, actually. Although obviously we show them because other people like to see them.
They should come along to see what we're all about and not just read what the papers say about us being a bunch of Alex-playing trains. And again next year, last weekend of January, we'll be back again. Gloves for punishment.
And if you see anybody advertising an exhibition anywhere in the country, do go along.
Richard Stringer, That's TV.